Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Jordan Dechtman. I'm the founder and CEO of Dechtman Wealth Management. And joining me here today is Sam Dechtman, also a wealth advisor at Dechtman Wealth Management. And we are very pleased to share financial insights, and we have a lot of good information to cover with you today. So without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, so today we're going to address financial insights, and we have our disclosures and our agenda. And so we're going to cover these items on today's financial insight, if you will. We're going to talk about economic update, estate planning ideas, as well as charitable giving strategies. So we jump right into the economic update. First quarter was quite a topsy-turvy first quarter, to say the least. The country was in lockdown. We had the pandemic, COVID-19, and the U.S. GDP declined 4.8% in the first quarter. On a positive note, biotech firm Moderna has a promising phase 1 trial for a vaccine. It's also looking like they're going to have a follow-up trial in July, and hopefully that is good news and they truly come up with a vaccine for this pandemic. We also are hearing scuttlebutt about another financial stimulus package. It could be on the way to the tune of another $3 trillion. Stay tuned, we'll see what happens. Furthermore, the downside risks are still evident. They are still present. We're cautiously optimistic, but it's encouraging to see that many parts of the country are starting to reopen.
Switching gears now, in addition to providing you with a market and economic update, we wanted to be more informative and talk about good house cleaning items as we're in spring and getting ever closer to summer. So one of those housekeeping items is really estate planning. So we put together a to-do list of 4 items that if you don't already have these up to date or don't have them at all, these are things that we believe you should really get on immediately. So I'll just start with the top of the list. The top is Advanced Directive for Healthcare. Now, an Advanced Directive for Healthcare is a document that lets healthcare providers and loved ones understand how you would want your healthcare delivered and what your wishes are if you become incapacitated. In this document, it also appoints someone who can act on your behalf to communicate with medical professionals. So we think that this is extremely important to have, and especially for spouses to at least make sure that you communicate these wishes to each other. And instead of just having the document and let it sit, I would reach out to those that you are going to appoint and want to act on your behalf to make sure that they clearly do understand your wishes, so everything goes according to how you'd like it to be. Next on the list is Financial Power of Attorney. So similar to the Advanced Directive for Healthcare, the Financial Power of Attorney just deals with finances. So again, in the event something should happen to you, someone's able to seamlessly step in and make sure that bills are paid and make sure that, if there is a surviving, member, that they're taken care of and every financial item is in order. Next is to update beneficiaries. We mention this twice a year when we get together to do our regular economic updates, and we want to mention it again here because it is extremely important, and that's update your beneficiaries. Now, the beneficiary listed on an investment account, bank account, really any type of financial investment that you have takes legal precedent over anything that is in a will or a trust. So just because you've maybe made updates to your will or updates to your trust you need to make sure that the beneficiaries are up to date on your investment accounts, bank accounts, etc. And something that we're also highly recommending is that you not only have primary beneficiaries, but you have contingent beneficiaries. So the primary beneficiary is the person or persons who would get access to the accounts should you pass away, and the contingents are those that would come after them should something happen to the primary beneficiary. And then lastly, update your will or your trust. If it's been a few years, maybe beyond 5, I would certainly recommend that you update the will or a trust. So options for advanced directives, if you'd like to try and do it yourself, you can go to 5 Wishes. The URL here looks like www.5wishes.org. They have a bunch of different formats and can work with you to create an advanced directive that is specific to your situation. Or you can download your state's form from the National Hospice and Care Organization, and that's www.nhpco.org. Or you could even get a form from your healthcare provider. The other option, of course, is just working with an estate planning attorney, and we'd be happy to make an introduction there to make sure that you're fully taken care of. And as far as the inherited retirement accounts, wanted to go over 2 different things in particular. So if you should pass away and you have a traditional IRA, your beneficiaries will have to open an account, which we call an inherited IRA. And your beneficiaries will have to distribute the entire amount of the inherited IRA within 10 years after death. Now, if you are a spouse, this rule does not apply to you, but for everyone else, again, the account has to be distributed within 10 years. So making sure that you're doing a proper estate planning ahead of time so there's not a huge tax burden on your beneficiaries is extremely important, because every distribution that they take, much like every distribution that you take during your lifetime, is taxable income. The next inherited retirement account is inherited Roth IRA. Now, during your lifetime, if you're over 59 and a half and have had your Roth IRA for over 5 years, all distributions are completely tax-free. And the same holds true for your beneficiaries when they have the inherited Roth IRA. But the difference is, while you don't have to take any money out of your Roth IRA while you're alive, your beneficiaries have to distribute the entire account within 10 years. So even though they're not taxed when they take these distributions, it's still very important for them and for you to communicate to them that the entire amount does need to be distributed within a 10-year time frame. And that's something that we'd be able to help you and your loved ones with, to make sure that distributions are taken in the most tax efficient and most financially intelligent way possible.
Okay, charitable giving strategies. So there's a couple of items here. One is referred to as a qualified charitable distribution, also known as a QCD. A QCD is something that is now tax law. It's incredibly beneficial. If you are now over the age of 70 and a half, and it's also changing for those that are 72 starting in 2020, you can send money directly from a traditional IRA to a nonprofit charitable organization. You can have multiple charities if you wish, and that allows the monies to go directly from your retirement account directly to the charity. Now, why is this beneficial? The primary reason is many people aren't able to itemize any longer. If that is the case, if you were to receive monies, write a check to a charity, more than likely you wouldn't be able to deduct that. If you are pulling money out of your retirement account, you can in fact pull those funds and not have to pay taxes. And I want to just clarify something I just said a moment ago with regard to the age rule. It's actually age 70 and a half, and you're able to send that directly to the charitable organization. We have tremendous experience and knowledge in this area, and we can definitely help you. Another area that seems to be getting a lot of traction are referred to as donor advised funds. This is actually setting up your own mini foundation or charitable fund where you have greater control and direction how you want those monies to be invested and then distributed. Again, this is an area that we can talk more directly on a personal level and would be happy to help you. So how can we help? First of all, we're here. We're available. I think everyone knows that, but we want to let you know that we are never too busy to help you, and we want to make sure that something Sam indicated earlier, that your beneficiaries are up to date. This is a big, big issue, and we want to make sure that not only are your primary beneficiaries up to date, but you have contingent beneficiaries listed. This does take legal precedence over a will or a trust, and we want to make sure that your wishes are respected. Also, let us know if you have interest in learning more about the QCD or donor advised funds. There's a lot to it, and we can certainly help you and guide you and give you advice in that area. And lastly, if you need an introduction to an estate planning attorney, please let us know. We have a number of attorneys all over town and throughout the U.S. for that matter. So if you're outside of the state, please let us know, and we are happy to make that introduction to you. So on that note, on behalf of Sam and myself and all of us at Dechtman Wealth Management, we want to thank you for your time and attention. We appreciate you. Thank you for your trust and confidence that you've placed in us. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.